circle you have studied in the lower classes. The definition of circle is written here. It's a collection of all points in a plane which are at a fixed distance or a constant distance from a fixed point. Constant distance is nothing but the radius, and the fixed point is nothing but the center. If you draw a circle using compass, so you will take this as the center O, and this will be fixed. Then with the compass you rotate this, then you will get a path. This path is called as a circle. This path is made up of infinite number of points. All the points on this plane are equidistant. Whether you take this distance or any distance, all these are constant, and it is called as radius. It's a collection of all points. So infinite number of points on a plane. All these points are at fixed distance or a constant distance. It is equal to r, nothing but radius, from a fixed point, that is center of the circle. So circle is nothing but this is the path, this locus of a point at a fixed distance from a fixed point. So now you have studied some other terms in the lower classes. What is chord? If I draw a circle, join any two line segments. Join any two line segments of the circle, any 2 points of the circle. Join any 2 points of the circle, then this line segment obtained is called as a chord. So you can draw infinite number of chords. Among them, the longest chord is the diameter, which is passing through the center. That will be the longest chord. So these are all the chords only. You can draw infinite number of chords by joining any 2 points of the circle. Among these chords, the longest chord is diameter, which passes through this center of the circle. The next concept you have learned is segment. Segment means, say, it is the part of the circular region bounded by the chord and the arc. So this portion is called as a segment of the circle, or you can take this portion as a segment of the circle. A region between the chord and an arc. Region between the chord and an arc of a circle is called as a segment. So if the segment is smaller, we call it as a minor segment. If it is major, a larger segment, then it is called as major segment. Then we have sector. Sector means it is the region between the 2 radii and an arc. This is a sector. Region between the 2 radii and an arc of the circle is called as sector. Now this is a minor sector and this is major sector. The larger one is called as major and smaller one is called as minor. Then what is an arc? Arc is nothing but the part of the circle. This is a circle. So this part, we can call it as arc of the circle. A part of the circle, it is called as an arc. Sometimes this is small, sometimes it is very long. So a smaller one is called as a minor arc and the longer one is called as major arc. So like this you have studied so many terms in the lower classes, particularly in class 9. So they are, now we recollected about these points. Now on a plane you can choose a circle and a line, PQ. We have selected a circle and a PQ line. These are the only 3 possibilities you can draw. The first possibility is this one. This is the first possibility. And this is the second possibility, and this is the third possibility. We have only 3 possibilities with reference to this circle and a line. You can draw the circle and a line only in these 3 ways. See, a circle and a line may not be intersecting each other. They are totally separate. That is situation 1. Or otherwise you can bring this line on this circle. It will intersect at 2 distinct points A and B. So this is another possibility. Or even otherwise, you can take the circle at 1 point, so which is intersecting the circle at only 1 point. So we have 3 situations. In situation 1, this line PQ is called as a non-intersecting line with reference to this circle. And here it is intersecting at a 2 distinct points. Therefore, this is called as a secant. We call this as secant. There is a name, secant to the line, secant to the circle. A line which intersects the circle at two distinct points, it is called as a secant line. Now, there is one more possibility. A line is intersecting the circle at exactly one point, so therefore this is called as a tangent. A line which is intersecting the circle at only one point, it is called as tangent. So there are only three possibilities. Circle and a line may be non-intersecting. Circle and a line intersect at two distinct points. These are the two common points. Point is present in PQ as well as on circle. We call these two are common points. We have two common points. So therefore this line is called as secant line. We have only one point common. So therefore this line is called as a tangent. So same thing I have written here. A line PQ and a circle have no common points, then PQ is a non-intersecting line with respect to the circle. Case 2, there are two common points A and B that the line PQ and the circle have. See, these two, line and the circle, they are having only two common points A and B. Such cases, it is called as secant of the circle. We call that as secant of the circle. As I said, the last case 3, there is only one point A which is common to the line PQ and the circle. So then PQ is called as a tangent. We call that as a tangent. So there is only one point, this one. One point common to the PQ and to the circle, then it is called as a tangent. So there is only one point A which is common to the line PQ and the circle, then it is called as a tangent to the circle. We call that as tangent to the circle. PQ is a tangent to the circle. Now let us take an example to a tangent. So example is like this. A pulley fitted to a well. So there is a well means a pulley is fitted to the well like this. It's a well. So pulley is fitted like this. A rope on both the sides of the pulley. So there is a rope. This is a rope on both the sides of this pulley. If it is considered as a ray, if you consider these two as a ray, then we call that as a tangent. This is a tangent and this is a circle. So this will become a tangent to this circle. A pulley, if you consider this pulley as a circle, then this rope becomes a tangent. This is a daily life situation where you can see the tangents. Okay, this is one example. Now what is tangent to a circle? Tangent to a circle, it is a line that intersects the circle at only one point. So if you draw a circle like this, and you can say this is a point P which is common to both the circle as well as to the tangent. So at only one point if it intersects, then it is called as a tangent. A line which is intersecting at only one point at P, it is called as a tangent line. If it intersects at two distinct points, then it is called as a secant line. One activity you see here, take a circular wire and attach a straight wire AB at P. Look at this. A circular wire and attach one wire AB at the point P. P is fixed. Then you can rotate this AB. So you can take this is AB is a line made up of wire and this is a circle made up of wire and it is fixed at the point P. Then you can rotate this line AB. Say at some point it becomes Q2 will come here, Q1, Q2, then it comes to Q3. So then it becomes a straight line like this. Then again you further touch this one, then this continues like this. The Q will continue like this. It comes like this, Q like this, PQ is like this. When you are rotating, it becomes a straight line like this. And again it becomes, the point Q moves like this. See at only that point P you have only one tangent. Look at this is the only one tangent. So I will highlight this. This is the only line. This is the only line which is tangent. In all other cases it is a secant. Now intersecting at 2 points, intersecting at 2 points, 2 points. Here also 2 points, 2 points. Everywhere it is intersecting at 2 points, but at only one situation, one line only will be a tangent. This is a tangent. So what is the conclusion from this? There is only one tangent at a point P. Suppose if you take a point P here, you can draw only one tangent. Suppose if I take a point here, suppose I will take this is R, then this through R, how many tangents can be drawn? Through R, how many tangents can be drawn through the point R, through given point? Only one. Suppose here is a line, only one. Through the given point, one point, you can draw only one tangent. So that is the concept we get here. So there is only one tangent at a point, at a given point. Here we have taken that as P. You can take any point. So through that point, only one tangent. Now let us come to this. The tangent to a circle is a special case of secant. Why it is called as a special case of secant? So now it is a secant everywhere. So when you are rotating, it becomes a tangent. So a secant becomes tangent when both the end points coincide. So to show that, here we have an activity. Look at this. This is a secant. Secant. Everywhere it is secant. What happens? This. Look at this. I take this as a point AB. Here AB. See what is happening when you are going away from the center. A and B are coming closer, and at one particular phase, A and B coincides. See, AB are the 2 points present on this secant on the circle. So when you move this line away from the center, so then both the points A and B comes closer and closer, and at one particular point both will coincide. Then this becomes a tangent. Now secant becomes tangent when the end points they coincide each other. Here also, if you push this towards downward, so both will coincide at one point. So then it becomes a tangent. This is also a tangent. So that's why a tangent is a special case of secant, where two endpoints coincide each other. So then it becomes a tangent. Okay. So now look at this. Here we have drawn a circle, and then infinite number of lines like this you can draw. Diameters you are drawing like this. So look at this. All these points are diameters only, and there is only one point which is common to the tangent and to the circle. Through that point we have drawn a radius. This point is called as point of contact. The radius drawn through this point and this tangent, it is called as point of contact. This where the tangent is touching the circle, this point is called as P, is called as point of contact. Where the tangent is touching the circle, it is called as point of contact. And whatever the radius drawn through this point of contact is always perpendicular. This is 90 degree. Okay. See, point of contact, it is the common point between the tangent and the circle. Only one point you will get. And through this common point, you have drawn a radius, it is always perpendicular. Radius through the point of contact is perpendicular to the tangent. This angle must be 90 degree. So this we can prove by a theorem. So let us prove that theorem now. It is like this. Theorem, statement of the theorem: the tangent at any point of circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. So with reference to this statement, let us draw a diagram. Tangent at any point of circle. So let us draw a circle here. So let us draw a circle. So with the center O, the circle with center O, and a tangent line, let us draw one line which is tangent. You can call this as XY is a tangent and P is the point of contact. So let us take this as point P. So with reference to this diagram, let us write what is given now. So given, so XY is a tangent to a circle with the center O, intersecting at P. See, this is the common point. It intersecting the circle at the point P. Then you can draw OP is the radius through point of contact. Let us take this OP as a radius through the point of contact. We want to show that this OP is perpendicular. So this is given. Look at this. With reference to this diagram, XY is a tangent to the circle. This line, this is XY, is a tangent to the circle. What is the circle? It is a circle with center O. Intersecting the circle at the point P. This is the point of contact. And OP is the radius through the point of contact. P is the point of contact and OP is the radius through the point of contact. We want to show this is 90 degree. So to prove, what we need to prove here, we have to show that OP is perpendicular to XY. OP is perpendicular to XY. This we want to show that. That means angle OPY is equal to 90 degree. So this is what we wanted to prove now. So we need some construction here. So let us do some construction. So let us take a point Q on XY. Let Q be any point. Let Q be any point on XY. So other than P. So you have to select any point on XY. So now I am going to select one point on XY. So this is a Q. You can take anywhere other than except P. Then join this one. So join OQ. So let us join OQ. So let us come to the proof. Okay, we have done the construction. So as for this point Q, as for the look at the diagram, the point Q must lie outside the circle. Can you tell me what is the reason? The point Q must lie outside the circle. What is the reason for this? What is the reason for this? Point Q must lie outside the circle. Because XY is tangent at P. Because XY is tangent at P. So that means only one common point will be there. See, if point Q lies on the circle means you will get two common points, one P and another Q, then it becomes a secant. Since XY is a tangent at P, P is the only point common to both the circle and the tangent. If I take Q also